I'm Claudio Ongaro, and I take people hunting. I woke up one day as a 27-year-old school teacher and said to myself, I'm going to build a hunting lodge. That was in 1994. Now I lead my dedicated team of guides for 63 days each fall, exposing my clients to some of the best waterfowl hunting of their lives. Controlled chaos, epic hunts across 5 million huntable acres. We are hired to hunt.
Good shooting, boys.
Go, guys. Right there. Low. Shoot low, get in there.
The priority, and clients probably wouldn't want to hear this, but my biggest priority is the health and safety of our staff.
Yeah.
Because without us, and if anyone gets hurt or is too tired to function, we don't function. Then we need to make sure our landowner relationships are great, because just by their gracious attitude that we're allowed to hunt their land. And then, the hunting and the client although we serve the clients with kid gloves, we do a great job of that, but it's the hunting will take care of itself if we take care of those first two priorities. And that's exactly what happens.
And you get to know which landowners are up at 7 o'clock in the morning and which ones aren't. And Sundays, of course, we don't phone anybody before 9 because it's Sunday.
Right.
Even though we're in harvest and they're probably up, it's still Sunday, so we just don't do that.
Yeah. I hear you all the time bring up the system, and this system that you and the team have cultivated over 30 years. Like, can you talk about your system?
Yeah, so it's very basic, and most of the outfitters would run a very similar system. Ours is just a little bit different, maybe just the way we handle the spotting and the hunting. So there's 5 of us, right? And all of us are capable guides and capable spotters. And like Mel said, we like to target our areas for various reasons. You're driving around, you see 2 ducks go over a hill, you know exactly where they're going. Whereas if I was out where, Mel spots or where these guys are spotting, I might not know there's a little puddle over a hill, right? So that's the geography is one thing. The landowner relationships are another, although, the landowners know it's like it's the brand and it's the outfit that we're dealing with. Like Daryl was up north and he got permission for 4 or 5 days, and Daryl's actually leaving going to Saskatchewan tomorrow, but they know it's the permissions without Daryl, and then we get to carry that forward. So that helps. But the way the system works is like on Sunday morning, if we're starting a fresh slate, all 5 of us will go spotting, right? And then we come back, we have a meeting. We used to have a meeting on the couches. Now we sit at this round table here and we go, okay, Mel, what have you got? Tyler, what have you got? Daryl, Jay, what have you got? And we go through the list of stuff we're watching, the stuff we have permission. And we like to kick it off with a combo if we have it. So Tyler might go, I've got a smoker combo. Jay might go, all I have is a duck hunt. Mel goes, okay, I got a duck hunt. We can kill a few geese. So then those 2 become the targets. And then Jay's might be a backup, and then I might have something going on, and Daryl as well. So every time we meet, we come up with that list of information. And then as they go out that evening, with them being the targets in mind, 9 times out of 10, it changes. For whatever reason. And we're in constant communication. And then all of a sudden, 45 minutes before dark, it's like the birds settle in, and Mel will go, okay, I'm good. Tyler might go, I'm out. Jay goes, whoa, 1,500 geese just showed up on this duck hunt. I'm in. Boom, ready to go. So then when they're hunting on Monday morning, the 3 of us now are out spotting for the afternoon. And then it's important that they give us the information, because we need to, let's say Mel's duck hunt, the ducks didn't show up and he ends up with 27 geese. Well, we're banking on those ducks, but now we know he doesn't have ducks. We pivot right away and we adjust and we go find the duck hunt. And at the end of the day, we hope to kill 80 ducks and 80 geese, which doesn't happen every day.
40.
But 8 and for the whole camp, it's 80. And like yesterday, we were short. Not like it wasn't the end of the world. It's just so that's the basic system. And we really don't like to hunt a hunt that we haven't watched, right? Like today, I got so much going on. I really didn't want to hunt. But I mean, the hunt I spotted, like Daryl's seen it a couple times before, and we'd all seen it. It just happens to be I was up there. I'll go in and I'll execute the hunt.
Jay, so now we've talked about, the landowner relationship and the system that you guys all operate under. But I hear you say get under the birds. So I know it's part of your scout and stuff, and I've heard Daryl say, the difference, one of the biggest differences with you guys as a whole, as a team, is that even though the hunt may not be the best hunt that you could wish for because of whatever, the weather, the birds, whatever, but you guys can turn a hunt into something good. And that comes into where you say we've got to get in underneath the birds, and that's when we can put our plan in. Can you sort of kind of like talk us through exactly what that means to you?
Well, once you spot the field or, the birds that are feeding, to get underneath them, you got to figure out what they're doing. Are they puddling? Are they going straight to feed? The roost too close. We do back spanks as well too, is if we can't get them into the field, we'll see where they're going back for the afternoon, right? And hunt that as well too. If we can't get on, like Claudio said, we can't get on the front side, get on the back side. So it's just analyzing the hunt, figuring what the birds are doing and where can you hunt them. I can't hunt them here. The possibility to hunt them here. Just like I said, get under the bird.
So sometimes when that, I guess that dynamic doesn't work out for you the way you want it to, there's no wind, or the wind is coming out of a way that's not going to work for you or something. Do you guys as a whole, because I know you're in constant communication all the time, is it out of the ordinary for you to reach out to the team and say, hey, listen, this is where I am. Everybody knows the areas, right?
Yep.
This is where I am. This is the wind. This is where the birds are landing. Is it out of the ordinary that you would reach out to them and say, fellas, like, anybody got an idea on how I can attack this?
Absolutely. Always.
We do it all the time.
For sure.
And
Yeah,
we might
yeah,
change a hunt if it's not right.
Yeah.
And somebody else got another hunt, we may go, well, let's leave that one till tomorrow.
Yeah,
do
especially
this.
when the wind isn't right too. Like if we got roosting birds close to the field, need a certain wind, so we're shooting away from the roost and whatnot. But yeah, I'll just say I can't do it. Leave the birds until it's ideal.
Yeah.
Go in and then go in from there. But no, we're always talking and always getting information or ideas for. Oh, I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Right? Great idea, right?
Yeah.
Because we've got so much on our minds, like it's exhausting.
Yeah.
You're thinking all the hunts you got and potential hunts and where I should be going. It's draining, and so all of a sudden you forget something, and Mel might say, well, maybe I never thought of that.
Yeah.
Right? No, absolutely. No.
Yeah.
And we do discuss strategy all the time, right? Like, and it's ever evolving. Like I look at when we started to now, like even just in the last few years it's evolved, right? So like Jay might go out and tweak something and go, wow, that worked way better than normal. Well, he comes back and then our meeting goes, well, this is what I did. Or, Daryl will come back and go, well, that worked like really, really, really well, right? And then what that does, like Tyler, you've been here now with us, I think 3 years.
3 years.
3
Yeah.
years. So Tyler's a great resident bird hunter, one of the best hunters I've seen. But I would think you learned a lot here because the exposure to the hunting is like, instead of hunting 2 times a week, he's hunting 5 times a week. Plus we're throwing a bunch of new technology and
Right.
information at him. And I mean, I would imagine what you learned in those 3 years would have taken you 15 on your own, right? And we've got another gal coming in, Tisha, like she's got all the moxie. I think she has what it takes to be a great waterfowl guide, but she's green,
Yeah.
right? She's hunted a little bit, but our job is to flatten that. Like instead of taking, 30 years to learn,
Yeah.
she's gonna come in and she'll go like this and flatten that out within a year or two,
Right.
which is huge, right? Then it just becomes another turnkey guide that we can throw into the mix, call and they can come and go.
Tyler, I gotta bring you in, and I know, but I'm gonna do it anyways, just because that's what I do.
Because he hates talking.
So,
Have a
I know, so 3 years, one of the youngest, tenured people part of the team, right? So been coming here for 3 years, and you are a local dude, and you've been pounding the roads and hunting birds for a long time. And I've heard Claudio say that, even back in the day when you weren't a part of the team, you were sort of a thorn in the side to them because you were competing with them when it come to hunts, right? So before you joined the team here and compare it to now, how is your, I guess, attitude towards the Ongaro's operation changed from when you were beating the roads on your own to today?
I don't think it's changed a whole lot. I've known a bit of the inside of this place.
Okay,
Typical, there's always rumors, bad outfitters, but it's not the case.
right. And then you came in, you wanted to be part of it, you came in and everything that you, any negativity that you had heard sort of got this,
Yeah, there's none of that.
yeah.
No. No, it's pretty smooth operation.
Well, for me, coming in and watching, and I'd like to be able to talk a little bit about that in a little bit, but yeah, it's slick.
Lots of moving parts.
Lots of moving parts. Tomorrow morning, Daryl is headed to Saskatchewan to start up operations of the Saskatchewan lodge. So Daryl, you're already, just like everybody, you're running a million miles an hour here, hunting, spotting, doing everything that got to get done here. Now you've got to get all your stuff ready for tomorrow to make a commute to Saskatchewan to start setting up the operations there. And I know, there's not a huge difference between lodges, time-wise, not a massive difference, but how different is Alberta from Saskatchewan with regards to how you approach your hunt?
I mean, the landscape's totally different. Like it's a little more flat, a little more open fields and stuff. Even the crop is different out there. Like we'll hunt a lot of peas and chickpeas and lentils and black beans and stuff that I've never hunted over here before. So, I mean, there's different ways of hunting different things out there, and hides are different. But really, both operations run the same way. Like it's the same program. We use the same equipment, different guides, obviously, but everything runs the same, and it works out well. We just the major difference over there would be we have a ton of cranes on the ground, and we can actually target specific crane hunts. The landscape provides us with plenty of opportunity over there to hunt cranes, so we'll actually decoy them in and hunt them like we would any other waterfowl. But other than that, everything else is the same, like specks, snows, ducks, Canadas, lessers, graders. Like it's
Talk about the regulation change and how that's, like, it's been like
Yeah.
that for 100 years, and now just explain that, and that'll be huge.
Yeah.
Right there.
So one major thing that just happened this season, this is gonna be our first season with it, is Saskatchewan has had a regulation in place that you haven't been able to hunt dark geese in the afternoon. So like after 12 p.m. on until October 15th. So we were really limited on by regulation on we had to hunt the geese in the mornings, which is really backwards of what we like to do. But not always, but in most situations, it is backwards from what we want to do. So we were forced to do things a little differently by regulation, but now they've opened it back up. So it's a total new game there this year. We'll be able to hunt geese at any time of the day, so we can better manage the hunts for the clients and put them on, hunts based on hunts, not on regulation.
Right.
So
Right.
it provides better opportunity.
For example, like today is a classic example of how that's gonna help you. So we had a big spec hunt that I'm watching that I'm gonna go on this afternoon. It had some ducks on it. But if we'd have treated that as a combo, we'd have come out of there with a limited ducks and maybe 6 or 8 specs. Because in the morning it's hot, it's flat, the roost wakes up, they all go in at once, right? So last night we made a decision, and then the hunt that Tyler's going on, there's a bunch of specs on that one. Had we gone and hunted those specs in the morning because we had to, we probably would have got blob. It was
Right.
flat wind, clear, you get them all at once, you kill 6, and then you go shoot your ducks in the afternoon. You flip that, so these guys went out, Jay took 6 guys, killed 48 ducks this morning. Daryl went out, killed 40, they're back at the camp way before I was spotting. Tyler and I come back, if we have any wind today, which I don't think we're going to, but it's just a better opportunity to kill those geese, and the flight is longer in the afternoons. Like there's always some that will trickle out at 5:30, and then you go get the big push a little bit later, like today, like 6:30. But it seems to be a little bit longer, and it helps us, and that'll be huge. A lot of times they're going, "Oh man, we got this auto hunt we'd love to do and then hunt the specs in the afternoon, and they couldn't, and you reverse it, and, you know, it just turns into a disaster. So it'll be huge for you guys over there and reduce your stress.
With the Alberta Lodge being established for the past 30 years with, a term I love to use, a hockey sock full of, returning clients always, there's a wait list, right? Like there's a wait list of people just wanting to come in here. And now that the Saskatchewan Lodge is up and operational, the changes in the regulations, the different crops, the little bit more availability, now you've opened up your team's successes to another group of people, really, right? Like ultimately what you've done, because you've got 30 years of being established here and a group of clients that continue to come back. Now you're able, okay, we're good here. Now it's time to focus on Saskatchewan, and now it's time to do that in Saskatchewan. And you bring up the cranes. Like that's a hunt that's a bucket list bird that a lot of people want to be able to say that they can do, and they want to eat it because it is probably the most delicious one out of them all. So now you have a two-pronged attack when it comes to this Canadian waterfowl outfitting.
We have clients from here, like we have one of our guys, Craig, he's 84.
Yeah.
And he knows he's starting to run out of time. And he desperately wants to get over there and smash some cranes, right?
Yeah.
And he said next year, he goes, we're gonna come here, and then we're gonna time it where we can go either straight from here to there, or, you know, go back home for a week and then fly back out. So yeah, it's cool. I mean, and they just crush it.
We're sort of kind of coming to our end of time here, and I wanted to chime in, and I wanted to stand on my soapbox here and talk about some of the things that I get to see as an outsider looking in. And I've only been here 2.5 weeks, sort of like what I've already said. And I've told you a million times since I've been here just how impressed I am with the redundancy that's built into your system. And I can remember Daryl telling me, all of you guys saying it to me, that a hunt will never fail due to equipment failure. Like you guys have so much redundancy built in. You've got a shop out there that you can fix anything. You've got a fella that can come by if it's beyond everybody's scope of ability here. There's someone that can come in and fix it. Now look at how much time is spent on the road or away from the lodge by the guides. It's actually mind-blowing because if you're hunting, you come back from your hunt, you eat, make sure your trailer is good to go for the next hunt, then try to get a nap because then you're spotting in the evening. If you didn't hunt in the morning, you're still up, you're spotting, come back, eat, make sure your trailer is good because you're hunting in the evening, and then you got to try and get a nap in. All that happens in a day, plus you eat, and 9 times out of 10, you're not eating until about right now, until 10 o'clock at night because of the way the daylight and everything works out. At 10 o'clock at night, but then you guys got to come up with your plan on what you're doing the next day. So now eat at 10 o'clock, done at 10:30. There's always the clients that want to talk and figure out, you know, what you think of the day, and they're asking you questions, and you don't want to be rude. So then when the clients finally get ready for bed, now it's time for you guys to have your meeting and discuss what you're going to do for the next day. So chances of going to sleep before 11:30 are very slim for the most part, and then you're up again right now, like, well,
3:30, 4 o'clock, yeah.
Depending on how far we're going and what we're setting up there.
you know, so
It's the nature of the business. I mean, if you can get in the early season, if you can lay down and get 4 hours early, like now it's better, but 5 hours is great. Like I think all of us can function easily on 5. If you get 5, you might not even need a nap. Like even Mel today said he didn't hunt this morning, and we have to run and grab a couple of trucks that we have to get repaired. And Mel goes, I won't need a nap today. I'll run him over there, and then he's going spotting. He's moving areas.
Yeah.
So then he'll run, you know, Daryl and you over to grab the limo bus and Daryl's hunt rig and bring it back here and get it ready to go. But like Jay and Daryl, I mean, they've been up at 4. They're tired. I mean, you can tell they look tired. They're kind of like they need to have a sleep. Because if they don't,
Yeah,
they're going to be like like tired spotting. And when you're driving around like a zombie, it's no good. So it's critical. And if the system doesn't work, or we do have a breakdown or whatever, like we have a broken car now.
Yeah.
And one of the local mechanic guys that we have, we just bring him here and he's working on getting it fixed. So if we had to do that on top, like, well, first of all, these guys go screw it. We're not working for it because you don't get so much blood out of a
That's
rock,
right.
or you can't get blood out of a rock, right? And I mean and that's not why I make it easy. I mean, I make it easy because sleep is critical.
Yeah.
It's critical. And if they're not rested, it affects the end result, your performance, right? And then-
Well, with that being said, I'm not gonna be the one that holds anybody up from having a nap and being rested for tonight. So, I think this was a great behind the scenes look and description of exactly how everything happens here and how the making of the show, actually happens and why it's been so successful is because of all the reasons that we talked about right here. I will give you very last words and, that'll be it.
Thanks. I want to thank these guys. I mean, without them, none of this happens. And then the clients, and of course you. I've never had I mean, I don't know, a camp hand or a fixer or a handler. And Damien came out, he knew Daryl, and he was going to go to Saskatchewan. And it's not big enough there to really support like a full-time position. And I thought, wow, great opportunity. And, Damien, I mean, I hope it's great for you because you're getting exposure. You love all things waterfowl. You've got to hunt a few times, which there'll be more of that. But you're a great asset to us and to all the guys because, like even just doing the guns and the ammo, there's another half an hour a week that they don't 2 hours a week.
It just gives us time for a nap, really, it
Or
does.
take care of some of the other stuff, right? Be a little bit more organized and we just love having you. And we were talking about the other day how well you fit in and for anybody who hasn't heard of Punisher Waterfowl, just get online, look these guys up, and I can tell you that Damien is one of the most incredible people I've had the pleasure of working with, and you really are. You're just an awesome human being, and if you're a sponsor looking to get involved with somebody, this guy will absolutely take care of your brand. So thank you. Thanks from all of us. I think. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, thanks, guys.
Cheers.